Hey everyone, welcome to iHeart Pasta Techniques, a mini-series dedicated to tips, tricks, and techniques to help you make better pasta at home. Today we're going to do ricotta cheese. Ricotta is one of my favorites. It's so versatile, you can mix it so many different ways, and it's a great base for filled pastas and lasagnas. You only need 4 ingredients: cream, milk, lemon juice, salt, and you need a couple specialized pieces of equipment. They're not even that special, but you do need a stainless steel pan, thermometer, and some kind of big strainer. And if you have cheesecloth, it's great to bust that out at this point. I mean, we're gonna make cheese, so cheesecloth does fit the bill, but we're actually just gonna use a heavy paper towel today because I don't have cheesecloth. So with that, we're gonna get this all mixed in, get cooking, and we'll make some cheese. All right, so first things first is we've already mixed our heavy cream and our milk. It's 350 grams heavy cream, 600 grams milk, whole milk that is. And the reason we're using these together is because we needed the extra fat. We're gonna break this down to curds and whey. The curds are actually gonna be the cheese, they're cheese curds. And the whey will be a byproduct, so we'll be able to use that as a separate application later on if we want, or we could get rid of it. Depends on your level of product usage really. So we've mixed them already. We're gonna pour them in the pot. Simply enough. Do you have a spatula? I'd like to get everything out because I've paid for it. I might as well use it. And then we're gonna add our salt to this, which I've weighed out here. This is about 2 grams of salt. Kosher salt, I don't like the iodized. Don't really need the iodine in our diet. So I'm just doing that. I'm gonna mix it and then I'm gonna move it over to the stove and heat it up to about 190 degrees. So you want to stir occasionally before you check it. We're cooking this over medium heat. We don't want it to go too hot or it'll scorch to the bottom. And that's really what we want to make sure is we don't burn the bottom at all as the milk heats up. Okay, while the milk's going and heating up slowly, we're going to go ahead and squeeze our lemon. If you take a lemon, kind of roll it back and forth, it helps break down some of those cell walls and it helps make sure that it's nice and juicy and you get the biggest product out of it. I'm also going to use our strainer that we're going to use to strain our ricotta when we're done. We're actually going to put it over top of the bowl. It's going to help catch any seeds, any membranes, just pretty much everything that's left to make sure that we have nice fresh lemon juice. So again, after we've cut our lemon, we're going to give it another stir. We want to make sure that nothing's burning, nothing's sticking to it. Might be a little bit of a skin that forms on top, that's fine. You'll start to see a little bit of steam coming off of it as well, also fine. And again, we're going up to 190 degrees. We're at 143 right now. If you're using Celsius, that's 87.78 degrees Celsius. So we got a little ways to go still. Again, we're cooking it pretty slowly. We want to make sure that nothing scorches on the bottom. As you reach 190, remember to make sure that your thermometer doesn't touch the actual bottom of the pan. It'll give you a false positive and say it's a little bit hotter than it actually is. You want the middle of the liquid to be that 190. Okay, so now that we've pulled our milk and cream mixture off of the heat, we've got our lemon juice. We're just gonna pour that in. We're gonna stir it. We're gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes. We're gonna stir it probably 2 or 3 times just to kind of get it all to break up. The acidity in the lemon juice will help kind of break down the bonds of all the proteins in there and separate that curds and whey. So you'll start to see it thicken a little bit right away as you stir. That's good. That means the fat's starting to kind of rise to the top. Okay, so after we've waited our 10 minutes, we've stirred it a couple of times. You can start to see that it's breaking apart. It's kind of what we're looking for. So we want the fat and the whey to separate out. So I put my strainer over top of my bowl, and then I'm using kind of a heavier paper towel because I don't have cheesecloth. Just want something to kind of catch all the cheese curds as they start to pass through there and let the whey strain through it. And we're just gonna pour it And we're gonna let it sit for about an hour. And that whey is gonna start to pass through into the bottom here and just leave our nice cheese on top. All right, so now we're here after our hour wait. You can see the cheese is formed right up on top. It's nice and fatty. We're gonna pull it out. This is all whey. It can be used for a number of different things. So I'm actually gonna pull the cheese off the paper towel. Squeeze out some of that last bit of whey that might be sitting in there. And we're gonna add this to this bowl over here. Sprinkle it with a little bit of salt just to season it. This is gonna be more up to your own personal taste, and I like a little bit of olive oil in mine just to kind of help give it a little bit more flavor. Ricotta on its own is pretty bland. I mean, it's just kind of dairy and a little bit of salt. So that little bit of olive oil helps give it a nice roundness. And then we've got our ricotta cheese that we'll end up putting in pasta. Hey everyone, thanks for joining us on this mini-sode of I Heart Pasta Techniques. Hope you enjoyed making ricotta with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.